There are women in this world who don't announce themselves, yet the air around them changes when they enter a room. They don't demand respect. They receive it, quietly. They don't chase attention, but attention follows them, as if pulled by something invisible. These women are not loud, not dazzling, not desperate to prove anything. They move with a kind of grace that feels ancient, as if they've seen lifetimes before this one. Carl Jung might have said they are in touch with the deep unconscious, that ocean beneath the mind where our hidden wisdom sleeps. This video is not about surface spirituality. It's not about crystals, mantras, or external rituals. It's about the unseen, the quiet transformation of the soul. And today, we explore 3 unseen marks of women with high spiritual power through the lens of Jung's hidden psychology. Wanting the depth of inner stillness. The first mark is stillness, but not the kind of stillness that comes from avoidance, not the peace that hides from pain. This stillness is earned, forged in fire. A spiritually powerful woman has faced her inner storms. She has descended into her own underworld and returned with the wisdom of silence. She no longer reacts to every noise around her. She no longer fights every shadow that appears. She knows what deserves her energy and what doesn't. Her stillness is not emptiness, it's depth. It's a presence so grounded that even chaos bows before it. Jung once wrote that what we resist persists. The woman of power has learned not to resist life. She allows, she witnesses, she transforms. Her silence isn't weakness, it's awareness. She has seen how noise is often just fear wearing armor. So she listens, quietly, deeply. People often feel calm in her presence, even if she says nothing, because she's not reacting from the ego. She's responding from the soul. Stillness is the sound of integration, the moment when every part of her, light and dark, moves in the same direction. She doesn't hide her flaws behind perfection. She accepts them as part of her wholeness, and in that acceptance, she becomes powerful beyond measure. 2. The fire of transformative suffering. The second unseen mark is transformation through suffering. Pain is the oldest teacher of the soul, but not everyone learns from it. Most people run from their pain, bury it under distractions, pretend it never happened. The woman with high spiritual power doesn't run. She listens to her pain. She lets it speak, because she understands that suffering is not punishment, it's initiation. Every heartbreak she's endured has cracked open the walls around her heart, allowing more compassion to flow through. Every betrayal has taught her discernment. Every loss has shown her that love cannot be possessed, only shared. Jung believed that we do not become whole by ignoring the dark, but by bringing it into consciousness. The woman of power knows this. She does not fear the dark. She walks into it with a lantern of awareness. She faces the parts of herself that others deny, her jealousy, her anger, her grief, her shame, and she holds them like wounded children. This is the art of shadow work, the sacred alchemy of turning lead into gold. Her gold is empathy. Her gold is wisdom. Her gold is freedom from the illusion of control. She no longer blames life for her pain. She understands that life was sculpting her, chiseling away everything false, so that her true essence could emerge. People look at her and feel something powerful, though they can't explain why. It's because she carries the energy of someone who has met death and returned to life. Her eyes hold the memory of breaking and rebuilding. Her heart radiates both strength and softness. That is her magic. The Jungian journey of individuation, the process of becoming whole, is not a path of light, but a path through darkness. And she has walked it. She has burned in the fire and become the fire itself. 3. The light of archetypal connection. The third mark is connection to the archetypal feminine. In Jungian psychology, archetypes are ancient patterns of human experience. The great mother, the sage, the lover, the healer, the warrior. They exist in all of us, but some souls live closer to these archetypal depths. The woman of spiritual power feels those patterns moving through her. When she nurtures others, she channels the great mother. When she speaks truth in the face of fear, she channels the warrior. When she dreams of symbols and visions, she channels the oracle. This isn't role-playing or pretending. It's remembrance. Something in her remembers what it means to embody the divine feminine in human form. Her intuition is not random. It's the voice of the collective unconscious whispering through her being. She senses what is unspoken. She can read between emotions. She dreams of symbols and wakes up knowing their meaning. Her life feels guided, not by logic, but by synchronicity. Jung described synchronicity as meaningful coincidence, moments when the inner world and outer world align. She trusts those moments. She lives by them. She understands that logic is limited, but intuition sees through time. When she speaks, people feel truth, even if they don't understand why. Because she's not just speaking from experience, she's speaking from the collective soul. This connection makes her magnetic, not because she seeks attention, but because her energy reminds people of something ancient they've forgotten. Their own depth, their own sacred feminine. Her presence heals without effort. Her silence teaches. Her existence itself becomes prayer. 4. The balance of the inner masculine. There is another secret woven through all three marks, the balance between her inner feminine and inner masculine. Jung called this the union of anima and animus. For a woman, the animus is her inner masculine, the energy of structure, discipline, and clarity. For a man, the anima is his inner feminine, the energy of intuition, emotion, and nurture. The spiritually powerful woman has made peace with her inner masculine. She is soft, but not fragile. She is intuitive, but grounded. She can receive, and she can act. This balance is rare. It means she doesn't need to dominate to feel strong, nor surrender to feel loved. She moves in harmony with herself. That harmony radiates outward. It brings order where there was chaos, light where there was confusion. She doesn't seek a partner to complete her, only to mirror the wholeness she already is. And because she is whole, love flows to her naturally, not as obsession, not as need, but as recognition. 5. The aura of wholeness. When Jung spoke of individuation, he meant the lifelong journey of becoming complete, not perfect, but whole. The woman of high spiritual power no longer divides herself into fragments. She is not one person at work and another in love. She is not pretending to be light while hiding her darkness. She is one. Wholeness radiates through her words, her eyes, her silence. People sense it, even if they can't name it. It feels like peace. It feels like safety. You can't fake that kind of energy. It's earned through years of facing oneself, through quiet nights of reflection, through tears and forgiveness, through letting go of everything false. And because she is whole, she becomes a mirror for others. People see their own potential when they see her. They remember that they too can be complete. 6. The wisdom of non-attachment. Another unseen mark is her ability to let go. She doesn't cling to outcomes, to identities, to roles. She understands that everything in life is temporary. Every phase, every connection, every victory. But instead of despair, she finds freedom in that truth. She no longer fears endings because she's met them many times before. She has died to old versions of herself and been reborn again and again. Her detachment is not coldness. It's clarity. She loves deeply but without possession. She gives fully but without expectation. In Jungian terms, she has transcended the tyranny of the ego. She serves something higher than her personality, the self, the divine spark within. This gives her a serenity that feels almost supernatural. Because while others chase meaning in the external world, she has found it within. 7. The path of service. The final unseen mark is service. True spiritual power is not selfish. It doesn't seek followers or praise. It seeks to awaken others. The woman with spiritual power knows that her light is not for decoration. It's for illumination. She shares her wisdom not to control, but to inspire. She lifts others quietly, by simply living as truth. Jung believed that when the self awakens, it becomes the axis around which life organizes. Such a woman becomes that axis, a living center of harmony. Her presence organizes chaos, heals confusion, awakens awareness. She might never call herself a teacher, but everyone around her learns from her. She might never say she's a healer, but people leave her presence feeling lighter. This is not magic, it's psychology. It's the psyche returning to its natural order. It's consciousness becoming light. Closing reflection. So these are the unseen marks, not of fame, not of status, but of soul, stillness, transformation, connection. Together they form a trinity of power, silence, fire, and wisdom. If you recognize these qualities in yourself, even faintly, then know this: you are already on the path. Because spiritual power is not something to acquire, it's something to remember. You were born with this depth. You just forgot it while trying to fit into a shallow world. Jung once said, "Who looks outside, dreams. Who looks inside, awakens." The women who awaken are the quiet revolutionaries of the soul. They heal not by force, but by presence. They change the world simply by remembering who they are. So when you see a woman who carries peace like armor, who listens more than she speaks, who has walked through fire and still smiles softly, know that you are looking at spiritual power in human form. And if that woman is you, never doubt your light again. Because the world needs it. The world needs you.